us continue with the chemical kinetics. In the previous topic, we have studied about the velocity, the types of velocity, that is average and instantaneous velocity, and we have considered the factors affecting the velocity of the reaction. Now let us consider one by one those factors in detail. The first one is the concentration of the reaction, concentration of the reactant, concentration of the reactant. So this was actually explained by considering the Guldberg and Wahl's law. Guldberg and Wahl's law. According to this Guldberg and Wahl's law, which has been proposed in the 1864, the statement goes like this: the rate of a reaction, is directly proportional to the product of active masses of the reactants, raised to the power of stoichiometric coefficients. So this stoichiometric coefficients actually corresponds to the number of molecules of the reactants involved in the balanced chemical equation of the reaction. Suppose I consider a reaction A giving rise to some products. Then we say there is only one molecule of the reactant involved, therefore the velocity of the reaction or the rate of the reaction is directly proportional to concentration of A or active mass of A. Here one explanation. Here he has used the word active masses. Active masses correspond to effective change in the concentration of the reactant. So for all practical purposes, this active mass can be taken as molar concentration. Okay. Here only one molecule of reactant is involved, therefore its rate is proportional to concentration of A. Suppose you consider a reaction A plus B giving rise to products, some product. Then according to this one, the rate of reaction can be indicated as proportional to concentration of A into concentration of B, or active mass of A into active mass of B, product of active masses of the reactants. Suppose I consider a reaction n molecules of A plus m molecules of B, then giving rise to some products. According to this Guldberg-Wahl's law, at constant temperature, of course, when we study the factor like concentration, we have to keep the other factors constant. So temperature, catalyst remaining constant. So Na plus Mb giving rise to products. At constant temperature, we can write this as rate is proportional to concentration of A to the power n, concentration of B to the power m. So this equation is called as the rate law. This mathematical expression for the rate of the reaction is called rate law. But here there is a proportionality sign. So we consider that rate of a reaction is directly proportional to the product of active masses of the reactants raised to the power of stoichiometric coefficients. Then let us consider once again the same equation, same reaction, n molecules of A plus m molecules of B, giving rise to some products. And according to rate law, we write this as rate is proportional to concentration of A to the power n, concentration of B to the power m. Let us say this is equation 1. In this equation, if you remove the proportionality sign, then we write this as rate is equal to some constant k. To remove this proportionality constant, we have to introduce some constant k into concentration of A to the power n into concentration of B to the power m. Let us say this equation number 2. In this one, the velocity constant K is called velocity constant, or it is also called as the rate constant, or it is also named as the specific reaction rate. It is named so as velocity constant or rate constant or specific reaction rate because when you substitute all these concentrations A as 1 molar and concentration of the B as 1 molar, that is when all the reactants are taken at unit concentrations. Concentration is usually expressed in terms of mole per liter. I told you in the previous video. Concentration unit is always mole per liter or mole per decimeter cube, or it is also called as the molar concentration. That's why when you take all these reactants A and B at unit concentrations, then 1 to the power n will become 1. That's why we have this rate is equal to this K. Since when all the reactants are at unit concentrations, this rate becomes equal to constant. That's why this is named as a velocity constant or rate constant, also called as the specific reaction rate. Now let us concentrate on the units of velocity and velocity constant. Suppose you take the unit for velocity. Velocity is indicated as plus or minus dc by dt. When the velocity of a reaction is written as plus or minus dc by dt, don't consider this sign because we are writing only unit. This small dc change is actually change in small concentration of the reactant. So it is concentration divided by time. Concentration is actually expressed in terms of mole per liter. Time may be expressed in any unit like seconds, minutes, day, hour, or even for some of the reactions it may be year also. So mole per liter per unit time is the unit for the velocity. Say for example, if time is expressed in seconds, then we can write the unit for this velocity as mole per liter per second. It should not be written like this, mole per liter per second, because when you write in the denominator's denominator, it will come to the numerator. So we have to write mole per liter per second. Or we can also simply write as molar per second. Whatever may be the number of moles of the reactants or products involved in the reaction, the unit for velocity is always the same. It is concentration divided by time, mole per liter per unit time, that is mole per liter per second or molar per second. If the time is expressed in terms of minutes, then it will be mole per liter per minute. So depending on the time unit that we use, we can write this as mole per liter per unit time. So that is about the unit for velocity of the reaction. Now let us consider the unit for the velocity constant. Unit for velocity constant. Let us write this as the same thing. That is, rate of a reaction is indicated as A to the power n, B to the power m. For the same, we can write the unit for velocity constant as K is equal to the rate divided by concentration of A to the power n into concentration of B to the power m. Here concentration is mole per liter to the power n and to the power m. But in the numerator we have got this mole per liter already. Mole per liter per unit time. the concentration of this one will be mole per liter to the power n, and here mole per liter to the power m. To make the thing simple, let us consider a reaction which is having only A giving rise to B. This in the next topic we will study order and molecularity. There I will explain what is that power 1, power 2, power 3 indicate. If A is giving rise to B, then we write the expression rate is equal to, or we can also write this as dx by dt or dc by dt is equal to K into concentration of A. Here rate dx by dt is actually mole per liter per unit time. This is equal to velocity constant K into mole per liter. If the power of the concentration term is 1, then this mole per liter and mole per liter get cancelled. Therefore, K is expressed in terms of per unit time. Such a reaction is named as the first order reaction, that you will learn in the next topic. If the power of the concentration of the reactant A is 1, then it is called first order reaction. For a first order reaction, it is expressed in terms of per unit time. Concentration term is not at all involved in the velocity constant expression. Suppose I take a second order reaction. It is 2A giving rise to some product. In that case, we write dx by dt is equal to K into concentration of A to the power 2, raised to the power of stoichiometric coefficients. So it is K into A to the power 2. Then the velocity constant K is equal to, this dx by dt is expressed in terms of mole per liter per unit time. This concentration is expressed actually as mole per liter whole square. One of the mole per liter gets cancelled. So it becomes per mole liter per unit time. That is, in other words, we can write this as mole per liter to the power minus 1 per unit time. Why I am writing this one? Because when we write the higher order reactions, it becomes easy to write the unit for velocity constant. Suppose I take nth order reaction. Nth order reaction means when the n A molecules giving rise to some product, then we write dx by dt is equal to K into concentration of A to the power n. In that case, K is expressed in terms of dx by dt whole divided by A to the power n. This is expressed as mole per liter per unit time divided by mole per liter to the power n. So this becomes mole per liter to the power 1 minus n per unit time. I hope it is clear. When you want to write the velocity constant expression in terms of units, if n is the order of the reaction, then it will be K is equal to mole per liter to the power 1 minus order per unit time. If the order is 1, then this becomes 0. That's why we will be having only per unit time. That is for the first order reaction. If it is second order reaction, it will become 1 minus 2, that is minus 1. Minus 1 actually indicates mole per liter to the power minus 1 per unit time. If it is nth order reaction, mole per liter to the power 1 minus n per unit time. So this is about the effect of concentration on the rate of reaction. It is explained by using the law called as the Guldberg and Waas law. It is also named as the law of mass action. Here he used the word active mass. Active mass corresponds to the concentration expressed in terms of mole per liter. Okay, so that is the first factor. Coming to the second factor, it is the effect of temperature. Effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. Second factor is temperature. It is observed that with increase in the temperature, the rate of reaction increases. The rate of reaction increases with increase in the temperature. But experimentally, we can show that when the temperature increases by 10 degrees, temperature increases by 10 degrees, the rate becomes double. Rate is doubled. We observe these facts in our daily life. The curding of milk becomes very slow in the winter season, while it becomes very fast in the summer season. Because of the increase in the atmospheric temperature, the process, chemical process involved in the curding of milk becomes more faster. So this practical or experimental observation is when temperature is increased by 10 degrees, the rate of reaction becomes double. So this we can write as when the temperature increases from T to T plus 10. If R1 is the rate at temperature T1 and R2 is the rate at temperature T plus 10, then we observe that the rate of reaction R2 divided by R1 is almost equal to 2. That is, the rate of the reaction at temperature T plus 10 divided by rate of reaction at temperature T is found to be almost 2 times. This factor is called as the temperature coefficient. Temperature coefficient. To explain this temperature coefficient, we consider the Arrhenius theory. So to understand this Arrhenius theory, first we have to consider how a reaction takes place. When you consider a vessel containing some reactant molecules, then we observe that with increase in the temperature, the molecular velocities increase. When the molecular velocities increase, the collision between the molecules increases. So as the collision between the molecules increases, automatically rate of reaction increases. But this increase in collision between the molecules, increase in collision between molecules increases the rate only to 2% extent, not double, not 100%. It is only increasing rate by 2%. So to explain the effect of temperature, how it increases to double or 100% when the temperature is increased from T to T plus 10. That we can consider by using this Arrhenius theory. In Arrhenius theory, we come across one more term that is actually called as the activation energy. Activation energy or energy of activation. This is usually indicated as EA. Energy of activation. So to understand this one, we have to consider again increase in the temperature from T to T plus 10. We know one important fact that as the temperature increases, the energy absorbed by the molecules goes on increasing. At a certain stage, there will be maximum number of molecules possessing that highest energy that is required for the reaction. So this we shall consider in our next video. Thank you.